Hey, how's it going? We are live, and I wanted to talk about Suicide Squad because it's one of the best performing things I've done. It's the comic book movie of the summer, and now it's already like new movie day already. Nudie magazine day. All right. Well, yeah, and hopefully a lot of people could show up at like a better time. Like I said, like 2 o'clock. That's pretty better than 7 o'clock at night because East Coast time and whatever. Hey, Sahara, how's it going? All right, so there's some people here. Michael Voorhees. Oh man, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees had a baby. They had a gay relationship baby, and that's what came out. Or like a hybrid of both. All right, so Suicide Squad, let's get into it because I still got some pressing questions about it. And then people even commented, like, I think the TDK, that guy sort of lived. And I watched it again and I was like, oh shit, he is on critical condition and he lives without his arms being attached to him. His arms grow back, but I guess they grow back in time enough. But all right, let's just get
The
into some more of
Suicide
it.
Squad. Kill Kill.
And I can't even have the
It's a
volume
bunch of
up all the way because,
supervillains
man,
who
my
get
previous videos
promised
got flagged
reduction
for
in their
some sound.
sentencing if they complete a
And Michael
mission, and
Roker,
if
he
they
died pretty
don't,
quick,
or if they
right?
run, they get a
Michael
device
Myers, you
that's
are.
implanted in the back of their head explodes.
Well,
So you
tell
better
your
get
other
ready.
side he
And
needs to
this
make
is
a new
not the
movie.
PG-13
Jason
version
is on
that
a
you
dry
got
one.
a little bit ago, but 2016.
Oh
Man,
man,
this
eating the
is
guy.
pretty
That
gruesome.
King
They have
Shark
some
had
pretty
like the
cool
best
kills,
kills,
like
didn't
the
he?
shark eating a guy or tearing somebody in half. Oh, too bad for that bird, but we're counting people. All
All
people,
right,
just
I'm
in
just
case.
doing it for the visuals right here because we'll break that. Because yeah, some people lived and some people did it, and this is a big question too. Did Blackguard actually sell them out? Right? Because how the hell did Amanda Waller know about that? See, he good. He got shot in the face for it because he's a rat. His whole family's rats. Would have grown up to be a rat. But or you know what? Like, because Amanda Waller got Peacemaker to be on her side, right? Like she was the one. Because I was like, did she set up this group because Rick Flag is part of that group? That's her boy. So why would she set up Rick Flag to be killed unless she was sort of over him? Like his Captain America ass, like, oh, I really got to expose the public. Maybe he was like, like that's how it is. Your best friends kill you. It's like the Bob. She sent even her boy Rick Flag on a suicide mission. Or maybe she played him to go contact that government and then like go out there in the open like that. Hey, what's up, T800? But he got shot in the face for it. So that's still a question. Like, all right, did Amanda know about it? Because they were also like, we need to back off. We got a whole beach full of the military. And they're like, no, you team can handle it. Maybe if like Captain Boomerang could actually get like more than two people off the boomerang, right? Because that was like, oh man, he's got a good skill. So they came with bazookas. Or here's the thing: could the other team actually handle all that? Because look, Captain Boomerang, he could throw one, chop two people, chop you in the head, but he could pretty much kill like two people with a throw. Hopefully, if he could get like six or eight or something, that would have been better. And this girl, Mongol, like she's also like indestructible pretty much. She's a Superman villain. And so Captain Boomerang, actually, you're like, well, he was a legacy character from the first one. I didn't think they'd kill him off that easily, but they did. And he was around from the very first one. So I don't know. Maybe this whole team was set up. Yeah, be in a position to win, but maybe Bloodsport and Peacemaker, they're both like they can't never miss. So maybe they would be able to take out a whole bunch of guys. And King Shark seems like he's like bullet resistant. That fool got shot up a whole bunch of times and didn't die. So I was like, are they really get set up for that? Because this is the definitely like the junior varsity team. Because what does really Harley bring to the table anyway? She doesn't have any of these superpowers, but she's super strong apparently. Oh, she's dead in the future. And Javelin, we didn't get to see him do shit. He didn't even get to throw that thing yet. So I don't know. Maybe it throws it and it goes around and sort of like could stab everybody. I don't know. Oh, T 800. If I was there, I would have done this mission. Oh yes, yes, yes. Well, you're just a machine, man. The T 1000. That should be part of the Suicide Squad. Why can't they just make that both? And see, like what I was reading about, like she's an alien from another planet, and she's a Superman villain, and she died like jet fuel. And I was like saying 9/11 because jet fuel burns pretty hot. So I don't know. Maybe that's her one uh, vulnerability, burning jet fuel, because she should have lived through this. But these are just like B Squad villains. I think that's what James Gunn went to Disney like, hey, can I kill some like name brand people? They're like, can I kill the Flash or something? They're like, fuck you. They're like, all right, can I kill Mongol and Javel and some obscure characters? Like, yeah, sure, go nuts. Because it's not like any of these people are gonna get their own like standalone movie or anything in the future. So I guess that's why they went like, all right, all these people are expendable. Except Harley Quinn. Like Harley Quinn's still gonna make some stuff in the future. So look, the TDK, I was like, how the hell did he like at first I thought he was dead, and then I read up more about him because I'm not so familiar. He actually lives without his arms all the time. So he doesn't even need his arms. His arms will grow back. And if you watch the movie, he's listed as in critical condition. So I don't know if he's actually dead. Dead. The last we seen of him, it was like the float around camera, and he was listed as critical condition. So I don't know. I don't know why you would save him. Like I don't know. Definitely Bloodsport now is like the new standout of this whole movie and this whole crew. But Peacemaker is actually getting his own TV show. And Michael Rooker got his head blown off. But he should die in most movies too. Because most everything he's in, he's racist. He was racist in Walking Dead, Mississippi Burning, and all that. And if you watch the trailer, you're like, oh, maybe he'll be a big deal. And the Weasel lived, but we really get to see the Weasel do his thing. So, but here's the thing: maybe this fool faked his own death. I was also saying that, like, all right, if you run like Michael Rourke or like Savant, you get your head blown off, right? So if you get your head blown off, that's it. But they didn't have real vital signs because Weasel wasn't dead in the first place. So you could just sort of fake your death to get out of jail. Just stay on the beach, act like you did, and eventually they'll let you go. So I think they use their imaging to basically tell if you're alive or dead. Because you don't have like, like aliens, you had the comms for your heartbeat and stuff like that. So, because Weasel was alive and TDK was alive. So that goes them. I like that garbage prototype. Oh, the T 800. Yeah. There you go. The T 1000 would have killed everybody on that beach. Dude, he just eats bullets. I don't think you could get him in the Suicide Squad because he'll never be in jail. Right? He went inside the jail in Terminator 2 and got out pretty quickly. So, yeah, you can't control the T 1000. I guess if you're a machine, because he's like liquid but machine. Yeah. They always tried to mix up the formula with that guy. See, Peacemaker didn't die. He seemed like he died here, and I did put him on the count because he was alive at the end, and he is getting his own TV show. So, yeah. And it was pretty cool. We finally got like a heel turn out of John Cena, right? Everyone's like, why can't John Cena be heel? And he actually had a bigger heel turn in this movie. It makes you like, oh man, I wish he could do that in wrestling too. Hey, reptile Scarface, mama, what's up? Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, T1000 is nothing to fuck with because he's just liquid. Or you should just kept him frozen. You know what? I would beat you by throwing a bag of cement into the T1000. That would be the thing. You would shoot like dust of cement, and that shit would mix inside you and slow you down or something. That's what I want. I want a Terminator movie where you have some brains in it. Like fuck a T1000. I'll throw a bag of cement at that motherfucker. Oh, I gotta cut down on the curse scene. I think you gotta spread it out, or they'll take your ads. Like, okay, you foul mouth. I didn't really get this part either. Like, why go through the effort of killing this guy? Like, I thought it's just a different way to have Harley do something because I think she didn't have a big enough role in any of this. So they just wanted her to do something for more screen time because I think that's pretty much the only like weakest part of the movie. Like you could just skip to here right here. I'm fine with that. Like have her taken off the beach, they interrogate her for some information. But her having sex with this guy and killing him, I mean, it was cool. It just showed how crazy she was. And I like Harley. Harley's always cool. I like Birds of Prey, and she was the best part about the other Suicide Squad. And I guess you got to explain why she's wearing like a nice dress. So it's worth it. And this part, man, that was like the best kill of a goon because look, she raised this fool off the ground while choking him with the knee and snapping his neck. Like that is pretty. Look at that core strength it would take for you to do that. Or what? There was some report too that by taking the key off her foot and putting it in the lock, like Margot Robbie actually did that. I would doubt, man. She's probably like super fit anyway. She probably works out for movies like this, man, because she lean and strong. Sure, you might able to do the mission, but I was still said kick your ass at T2. Oh shit, you got T800 versus T1000 beefing in the comments. Oh man. Are they two separate people? You just fucking around. Oh man. You see, and it's they kill a whole bunch of these like goons. So they wanted a nice scene with Harley. Actually, I think this was like a Birds of Prey sort of like redo it because it was pretty. That was one of the stupidest parts of Birds of Prey was she broke it to the cop center in the police station and was just not killing cops but just sort of disabling them and breaking out. You're like, oh man, that's not possible because you can't just knock everybody out with one blow. And if you knock somebody out with one blow, you might as well kill them. So this was way better in my opinion. Her breaking out of the is this island real? This Carlos Montes, or this is supposed to be like Cuba, but they didn't want to say Cuba. That's all. All right, so that's where I left off on that video, and that's like my number one performing video for a while. Like, because I think also because Suicide Squad actually came out in theaters and on HBO Max the same day, and it's a bunch of the real footage. Because some of the times I just do the trailer, but yeah, I pretty much enjoyed it. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Wow, the T800 and T1000. Yeah, they're beefing. Well, Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 were the best ones. And I like Salvation 2, and a lot of people bullshit on that. But what about that big ass Terminator that was picking up people? That's like a T1 million, man. All right, so that's what I got from the very first one. And do I still think Amanda Waller set him up? I don't know, man, because her boy was Peacemaker on the other squad too, right? All right, so let me go to part two of this. So I was like, TDK lived. He was in critical condition. Mango died, but not really because she was in. Oh, I hope I didn't get flagged or something. Because sometimes that happens, man. Like when you're showing clips, that's why like these clips were good enough to be on YouTube anyway. I don't know if it blinked out for a little bit. Because sometimes maybe in the future you just have to record it and then go backwards. Well, that's a technical thing you guys don't want to hear about. Hey, Suchi, you're back. And I wanted to get this done right now too because actually Don't Breathe 2 is next on the block. So I'm going to go see Don't Breathe 2 today. Do a kill count about that because come on, that's horror. I love the first one too. Maybe even Free Guy. I don't know. But definitely kill count next up is Don't Breathe 2. And this is the last opportunity to probably talk about Suicide Squad a bit. All right, so let's get to the second part of this. Suicide Squad kill count. So that was just me going back. Because I think it was just more timely because the very first part, it just shows the first half, but that one's doing better than the second half. Maybe because people are still on the fence about seeing it. Go see Suicide Squad. Or it's on HBO Max. Go see it. Oh, Slasher Suits Jr. Oh, man. Son. Sorry, son. Your mama told me about you, but I didn't know about it. I thought I didn't know, and sometimes we'll play catch or something someday. I'm sorry, slashers. I'm sorry. I'll be a better father in the future to you. Now I got kids compiling up. I'm sorry. But that's very cute, Slasher Suits Junior. I know I miss a lot too, man. I missed you growing up and everything, but I was still there in spirit, so it's all right. Be right back. All right. Well, it's a midday stream. I thought a lot more people could be in here and people from the East Coast and West Coast or whatnot. All right, so that's beginning of part 2. So we're on the second part of this. So I still think some of these theories hold true. That Amanda Waller might have set him up because it's your best friends who set you up, right? So Amanda Waller set him up to die. Maybe. Because if you just need a distraction, you could just throw a bomb somewhere and have them go investigate that shit or something. So I guess that was the whole point of distraction. Or she always had a backup plan. Dad, you should have let me done this too. Hey, whatever, dude. Slash Suits Jr. And then I guess eventually when my son grows up enough, he'll be Slash Suits the third. So, or have him unbox toys or something. That kid's gotta make some YouTube money. Come on, you got to pitch in, son. You got to pitch in. But Slasher Suits Junior, yeah, man, your mom, it was good times back in the day. It was good times. And then she married somebody else and started raising them, and it happens. I don't want to disrupt her. Oh, here, let me turn up the volume.
All got killed off right away. Captain Boomerang, Javel got shot, Mongol burnt up, TDK got shot up. I think he's in critical condition. He might live, but
yeah, see, and
the other guy's not living without his head.
Yeah, you're not living without your head. Oh, that's one of the best shotgun blasts. I don't care what you do, shotgun blasts in any movies, video games, it's always the best. And that was cool too. That's almost like a slug when probably
But they
right both of
also
them.
got captured on their own.
I would say the gore is good, but it's also gore like I don't get it. It's sort of like gore from Die Hard is sort of different than gore from this one because it's also sort of silly. Like, well, it's a shark tearing open a person. Like, it's not real, but something like I remember I was streaming Texas Chainsaw Massacre and they went, the gore is too much, but there is actually no gore in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? Like you see the hook and it's implied that she's put on the hook, but you never see entry points. You don't see even that much blood in it. I mean, there's it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre is just done in a gritty way. It's almost looks like a snuff film, but this is very clearly obvious, like it's
captured for a
done for
little bit
effect.
till they broke out themselves.
Ooh, some of the gunshots were just awesome in this one too. So even when they got captured a little bit, that was pretty neat as well. Because I think they just wanted to show them bonding and experience. Because they did that in the very first Suicide Squad, where they had to get together and then they finally had to get on mission. And Rick Flag's like, oh, whatever, the whole world's screwed. But they did this better. Like, at least they went out and had drinks and got to know each other before getting into like the main mission. I think that was that whole part about like,
Harley was the only one who made it out. Harley and Rick, but they were
yeah, because Rick Flag and Harley, that's why I was like, maybe that whole team didn't die, but Rick Flag's probably more expendable than Harley. Harley made it throughout the whole movie because come on, Harley's only been in 3 movies. It seems like a lot more because she's like one of the, I see little girls dress up as Harley. You go to Pornhub, there's so much Harley Quinn cosplay on that. I'm pretty sure you go to any cosplay thing, there's a couple of Harleys. So Harley Quinn's not going anywhere. I knew pretty much she was going to be safe this whole movie, but Rick Flag was the big surprise to me.
only captured for a little bit till they broke out themselves.
Nice. Ooh. That was the best. Like just ripping a dude in half and the whole setup to it. Like, I loved it. Well, at least I didn't get killed by a weak girl and a weak soldier. Oh shit, the T-800, T-1000 are still going at it. Oh, so you referred to part one. Oh yeah, part one. Man, I don't know, man. That's Sarah Connor though. Sarah Connor. Did you see Dark Fate? She killed a whole bunch of Terminators in that one. So that's not saying she's weak, man. She was weak at the time, but her whole character arc was she was like a Terminator killer by the end. And did you see her in T2? She got ripped. She got like MMA ripped 20 years before they ever like, or at least maybe like 10 or 15 years before actual women MMA started. So Sarah Connor is she's not talked good enough as like one of the best final girls, but in a fight match, she'll whoop your ass. She'll whoop your ass, Lori, Nancy, Neve Campbell, Sydney. And that's if you consider Terminator 1 a horror movie. I'll cover Terminator on the channel at some time. Maybe for like the anniversary if it's coming out or something.
Oh man, the ripped in half was like one of my favorites out of the whole movie, and you just have to hear the sound for that to appreciate it more.
Yes, the
So
sound was
basically,
awesome.
the whole team is at full strength. Harley and Rick Flag hooked up with the other team, and now the Thinker is actually leading him to his project. And
Everyone says too, the thinker really didn't think too much in this. Like he couldn't figure out how to escape. He didn't really show his knowledge. Like, dude, you seems like you are a bootleg pinhead with a bunch of dicks on you plastered to your forehead. And maybe that helps out you thinking much, but you didn't outsmart anything. Like maybe it's just a throwaway character. Like he would probably be one that you probably see like on the
they're
Superman
back on
TV show
mission, which is trying to
or
get
animated thing.
Starlo the Conqueror. A huge King Kong.
Oh, that's pretty neat how he shot a bunch of like starfish out of his armpits too. And that's why this kill count gets ridiculous because all those starfish killed everybody. And getting ripped apart was pretty neat too.
Ready to change.
So he was in control of this beast for about 30 years. So it's like
Yeah, you didn't feel bad about this guy dying. Ooh, that splash was awesome too. The sound, I don't know, man. This should win a thing for sound because the ripped apart people and some of the deaths, those were great. I loved it because sound plays such a huge part on, especially with the murder. Like, oh man, that bullet sounded like it was squishy. It hurt. It tore up everything. See, like even playing it with a little bit of not sound, you just go, oh shoot, terrible. And I know this part I can't really play with the sound on because I gotta be more mindful of that because even they tried to, I got like a notice for some
This
sound.
one was like real surprising too.
Yeah, what about Rick Flag? Because I'm like, was it Rick Flag Amanda's boy? It was her boy, but then she had him killed and trusted Peacemaker more than him. Because I think he didn't even know what the real mission was. The real mission was just to have America denied that they were involved with Project Starfish. Because the military coup took over, and then they were probably going to get that data, and then we need to go there and just wipe it out. But Rick Flag was not part of it, so I think he was just his time. His time was come, and I didn't really like him too much in the first one because he was the one who actually pulled the trigger on what Slipknot ran away and he blew up his head. I go, oh man, you don't even if you have a thing in their head, let them at least run off until they give them a day, right? It's like, man, I can still see you, and your head blew up. Like you didn't even run away that far. Same thing with Michael. They didn't let him run off too far. But yeah, as soon as you desert the mission, they'll kill you. But Rick Flag was going rogue, and Peacemaker made sure uh, put him back in his place. And such an awesome kill too. Yeah, see the heart thing that was cool. That was like some Mortal Kombat sort of stuff. So pretty much, and look, even John Cena's like, "Oh man, I didn't want to do it, man, but you're fighting me and everything." I was just, it was one of them like heartfelt moments of the whole movie. It's like, hey man, I didn't want to kill you, but it's either me or you, dude. And I think just showing they stabbed him in the heart. Because at first, when I first saw it, I really couldn't tell if it was John Cena or Rick Flag who survived. So when I first saw that hospital bed, I was like, which one of them survived? Because they look sort of similar, but now you think about it, like, oh yeah, this guy was way built and everything. That's Peacemaker who's alive. But yeah, being stabbed in the heart, because I was like, dude, he got stabbed in the heart. Unless you had a spare heart laying around, you weren't going to survive that. What they say. Well, at least I come back every film. When you come back only twice with a different actor in the second one. T1000. Right? How many T1000s were there? Okay, there was a T800, T1000. The third one, it was sort of both. It was like a liquidator outside of a Terminator. But Dark Fate actually did it really cool. Where Dark Fate was, it was like 2 in 1. You got both because it was like a liquidator inside of the Terminator, but that Terminator could actually fuck off and go out and they like team up on their own. So it was like two bad guys they sat back pretty much, and then you morph together. It was just great. They should have came up with that for part 3. But yeah, Rick Flag was the surprising one. Stabbed him right in the chest, right in the heart. Didn't want to kill him, but had to. Oh yeah, Milton. That was a funny death too. That was probably one of the funniest deaths. Because the whole thing was like, who was Milton even with us? And it's a weird name for a Cuban as well. So they were talking about his name being Milton and all that. And then you actually saw what those polka dots do to people when they throw them at you. Like, oh man. So I guess the polka dots don't really do anything unless he passes through his wrist that actually heats them up and then launches them. So he can actually do a whole bunch of stuff with those little polka dots. Because everyone's like, polka dot man. That sounds stupid, but that was pretty awesome. See, I think the new thing right now is more radar, more blood, more guts, because it's almost like the '80s. We wanted more of that back in the '80s, and the '80s was really like trying to PC and self police and stuff like that. That's why we had the '90s went like the total opposite way. Oh, the bullet inside the bullet. That's pretty cool. But I thought that was his trick. His trick was like, hey, I use smaller bullets and I get more dead of center. So that was actually a nice, cool pun. I've heard other people too. Like I watched Cody Leach's channel and they talked about, well, this one's just okay. And I was like, well, this is better than Guardians 2. I can't remember it's the last comic book movie this was better than. Maybe even by Endgame, I would say I'd watch this more. I already probably watched this more than Spider-Man Homecoming and the second one, man, because I go they're okay. They're good like one-time watches, but man, I love this one. I love the gore, I love the humor, I love all of it. And even people also suck off Avengers Endgame too much. Avengers Endgame was cool and I loved it, but it's also way too long and not enough gore and stuff to keep me interested. I love the guts, gore, and the humor, and that's why this one's awesome. Man, they didn't bring me back, but then they brought Flag and Harley. Yeah, Deadshot, they sort of just went, forget it. Why? Because you know what? I think because they couldn't get Will Smith. They could, but Deadshot is more of a Batman villain, and Bloodsport is the Superman villain. So they already said Superman is in the ICU because of kryptonite bullet. So he already got better than you did, bruh. So Deadshot, and I don't know, Will Smith was different because you were supposed to like him enough. Like the Bloodsport was cursing out his daughter, saying well, you should have stole and looked out. He was still more of an anti-hero. They're trying to make you a hero. Like I don't know, or maybe people just like Will Smith enough. It's hard to boo against him. It'd be nice to know if Will Smith could turn out like a nice villain role, but he couldn't do that here. So, but I think he was sympathetic in a way. But also, look, like Rick Flag died in order to get like the hard drive right and get it out, but Bloodsport took it on its own to be like, all right, let's just get pardons for everybody. So, and you know what? They already replaced you, Deadshot, by putting you in the after credit scenes, right? It was when it's Joe Magnelli or something. That big buff motherfucker. He's supposed to be the new Deadshot for the extended universe. So I don't know. I appreciate more of these one-offs because, like, right now in this universe, and they're the Flash movie's going to introduce this multiverse. So each one of these things could be in separate universes. So I don't know. Maybe Deadshot's around, and it could be Will Smith and the other Joe and all that. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring you back for another one. I don't know. I think like they already brought back what three people from the very first the Suicide Squad. So Harley, Rick Flag, and Captain Boomerang, and they killed off two of them. Well, and Amanda Waller too. So they just those two are still alive. So I don't know. We got Bloodsport, and he outdid you, bro. So I don't know. Bloodsport was just better, pretty much. And he had like an awesome suit where you could take off like attachments and shoot it. Like he brought more to the table. And he's one of the guys who actually like killed another villain. So there you go. I think at this point I'm explaining like how awesome the King Shark was. Or people said that's too much gore. That's not too bad. Ripped in half. That was great. Yeah, see, his gun, it had all sorts of crazy attachments and was part of his suit. Deadshot didn't do any of that. Like we didn't really see what Deadshot could do in the very first Suicide Squad because we're like, well, he could shoot good. What does that mean? Like he could shoot the same bullet hole a couple of times. That's what they showed us. And pretty much they said Peacemaker does the same thing. And I looked it up like Savant does that same power. So it's sort of like redundant. Oh, yeah, the armpit starfish. So all these people are going to become zombies. See, there you go. Like little stuff like that comes in handy where he's like, hey, he's like the best marksman because he could kill all these people and kill the starfish that were coming at him. Or I think none of this gore is this too much because this will be on TV and it will be fine. Oh yeah, Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man finally got his time to shine and his little superhero moment, and that was worth it. That was pretty fun. See, so he has to heat him up when he throws them, like goes through his little bracelets and eats them up. Hey, Dad, when you gonna do a kill count on yourself? Well, I'm gonna live forever, son. So no. Or maybe how many times I said something stupid or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do recounts like Deadbeats go do Friday the 13th recount, and then I can recount the recounts. I don't know. For next, I'm doing a kill count of Don't Breathe 2 and a couple other movies. And oh man, I'm just like falling behind. I even wanted to do a live stream about the new Candyman clips that came out. So I'm like, oh man, those Candyman clips are pretty, they got me hyped. So Candyman's the next most hypest movie I'm for. Suicide Squad, I go, wow, this is the big surprise of the summer for me. I go, this is my like climbing the ranks, one of my favorites of the year, pretty much. I love the Suicide Squad. It was awesome. But let's see. I got Don't Brief 2 tonight, and we'll see what other kill counts. But no, son, I will not be doing kill count about myself because I will be alive. Hopefully, don't jinx me, dude. Oh man, it ate up her ankle right there. Awesome. And it's like a hive brain. So whenever she like gets the starfish on people, they become zombies and feel what she feels. And then this fool just dies out of nowhere. That's great. That's a funny death. That is worth it. Because he was like, I'm doing this and I'm hurting my mom and I'm doing that because he's like, I don't like to kill people, but I pretend they're my mom. And it's funny. And Bloodsport became the leader that even Rick Flag didn't in the very first one. So I don't know, man. And David Ayer went on social media and talked about how he's born in Los Angeles, and he made like one of the Suicide Squads. Like you had the Flame guy had to be like a East LA cholo, and they wanted to try to throw all that into the mix. Like that's all he knows, man. He's got one trick because he made Training Day, but ever since David Ayer made everything Training Day, so. Him getting crushed was pretty funny. I laughed. I was like, oh man, I thought he was gonna at least live, and like it seemed like pretty close to the end. Like, all right, they're figuring it out. They could probably kill him. Maybe if he shot those polka dots like eye level, like shot it through his eye and it flew through, maybe that would have done something rather than just shoot him in the leg. But they wanted to give Harley like the death stroke of it because she had to use Javel's javel to poke that fool in the eye, and then the rats eventually got in. So she should start off with the rats. I'd be like, why didn't you start off with the rats? Or I think some other people said if this big kaiju thing was going around, why didn't they get Superman? And Superman was actually supposed to be in the ICU, remember? Because Bloodsport actually shot him and put him in the ICU. Or who knows how long Superman would have been in the ICU. Or we don't even know where we're at in this sort of universe. Because we're like, well, where's Superman? Where's Wonder Woman? Where's all that? But I get it. You mean this Starlo's one bad dude, but it's also in the country. Superman's America. So if this happened on America, I'm pretty sure, Superman would be watching TV and it came on or something. But this is like a made up Cuba nation. I could have took that star out. Maybe you don't die. You survive fire. Oh man, I'm so looking forward to the Michael Myers movie, dude. Yeah, baby. If you're both the best, both like worlds, like Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, pretty much like the strongest Michael Myers is Part 6, A Curse, and the strongest Jason was Jason Lives. So both Part 6s of you, maybe. That's why can't we have a Suicide Squad like Monster Squad? We're letting all these people out of hell and they can get time knocked off their sentence if they all go out. So the perfect source Suicide Squad of monsters out of Freddy, Michael, Jason, and no, we can't even get a Jason movie to come out anyway. I don't think we'll ever get any more crossovers. It's a surprise that we even got a Jason versus Freddy crossover. But this is cool too. You see the star sort of like, yeah, what if Michael was able to get inside that eye? I'm pretty sure he would tear it up too. But I don't believe we should make Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees sort of good guys. That's what. It's good that these are like the comic book villains. So number 13 was Starlo. So big kaiju looking thing. That's already dead, so don't say Godzilla or King Kong or any of those crossovers. So Harley did her part too, so they made Harley like an essential role because she's the most popular Suicide Squatter. Yeah, that's why I got a kill count of 13 plus hundreds more. Because, dude, think about it. I was like, all the military that died, all those people with stars on their faces died. Uh, yeah, pretty much. Maybe thousands. I don't know. Whole bunch of people died in this one, but I'll say 13 people who had dialogue. Because with action movies, it's different, man. You can't count like everybody who died. Like in horror movies, you can't. Even some horror movies, you can't. Like Brightburn, he killed a whole plane, and do you count the whole plane? Like I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh, this Starlo killed a lot of people. It's supposed to be. It was a little tiny star, man. He was a little tiny star that America picked up. And then every time I guess a star got into somebody, it got bigger and bigger. So that's why it's this huge now. So I don't know, man. He probably has a career that killed more people than you, Michael. I'm sorry. Look how big that fool is. Look how big that star is. Each one of those is like, I think he absorbs the mass of all the people that he puts like a star in. Or maybe like liquidates, like you absorb him and become bigger because he was pretty small like the first time we saw him, and then he kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So how many people you think that Starro is? Maybe that Starro killed like tens of thousands of people to make all that mass. I don't know. And Michael, I heard you girl kill about like 30 people. The Michael Myers part of you. He's going to kill like 30 something people pretty much. Because if you saw my kill count on just the trailer of Halloween Kills, it's pretty up there. And that's just the trailer, man. So there's probably a whole bunch that they're not showing us. So Harley was a standout. Harley will probably be in the next one. Unless like she's done. Because sometimes, like, right, Christian Bale's Batman, he only did 3. Now Harley's done 3 movies as Harley, so maybe she's done. So I give every character like 3, but some people are like Iron Man. He was like, all right, man, I'm gonna make 9 movies. Like, why stop? Some of the I can't see what that is. The shells died too. Yeah, I guess. We can't count them all. Like the bird died, are we gonna count animals at this point too? I don't know, maybe. Sometimes I feel like counting them, and sometimes I don't. Like on the Halloween kill count, do we count the dog? Yeah, because the dog was a character. The dog was barking, and so he killed it. So they spent time to show the dog. Oh, the rats. Oh man, we're not counting rats. That's ridiculous. If it was a dog, if it was a pet, I would count a pet. But rats, no man, that's like counting ants. They were enough rats that those should be ants. Or you gotta do some sort of formula like this many rats equals like a human's life. Hey, what's up, Godzilla? I don't even think Godzilla could have beat that Starlo. Because then the Starlo, I even hear we took on the Justice League. He put starfishes on like some of the heroes, like Green Lantern and all that, and then he had control of those people. That would have been cool. Like if you were gonna kill the polka dot guy anyway, maybe the fish could have got him in the face and then he killed him. But maybe they went like, let's do funny over sort of cool. Oh yeah, a lot of those soldiers died. See, because so could King Shark have survived? So that's why I'm also going that Team A and Team B. If if the beach was full of people with the other group, do you think they could have made it? Right? Like I don't I'm not sure because the King Shark actually took on a bunch of military right now, right? So who knows, man? So the military went on on the junior varsity team. Well, the varsity team would have fucked them up because King Shark would have ate a couple. Bloodsport never misses. Peacemaker never misses. So they both will have been shooting everybody. Polka Dot Man could use his polka dots and like just cleared out that whole forest. Just blah 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 blah. Go left to right. So I don't know. Maybe she put the most powerful people in this in the other team because she was already setting up Bloodsport to be the man. But I think that's why they probably killed off Rick Flag too. They killed off Rick Flag because like he would have found out, man, you set me up to get killed on that very first mission. Fuck you. So I don't know. Dude, you think you could have took this reject? No. Starlo was like King Kong size. I think you were pretty much bigger than Starlo, but you don't create zombies like he did, right? I don't know if it's a he, whatever. I don't see no penis in that star. He or she, the thing. Starro, the thing. So I don't know who won in that fight, but Godzilla, I don't know. But you basically lost to King Kong. So Starro could have probably beat King Kong. I don't know. That's left for a different crossover. And maybe we even get more answers when Peacemaker is going to have his TV show. Maybe Amanda dies in that one. Who knows? I see.
Amen. Catch you dudes later. Later, dudes.
And
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
we're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I was worried about how many cuss words there are in even the clips that I show because I think YouTube rules is like you can't curse that much in a half hour, but you could actually go curse more after it gets going. Just don't go crazy with it.
And that led to the
All right, so that's pretty much my thoughts on it. What else? I think you could have faked your death. Oh, because right after the movie, the Weasel lived. So you're like, Weasel lived? He lived, but they didn't have any vitals on him because they wrote him off as being dead. And even people who bet money said, like, ah, man, Weasel was the first one to go. So I guess they bet money on who would die first. And I guess whoever died first was. Who died first in this then? Blackguard was the first one that died first. He got shot in the face. So whoever won money off Weasel being dead, Blackguard died first. And some people hate Pete Davidson as well, so I guess it was worth it to get shot in the face. Ariana Grande loved that. So I would shoot that fucker in the face. But yeah, that's the Suicide Squad. And so later on, I'm going to be doing Don't Breathe 2. I was going to have some stuff ready for it, or I was going to do a different live stream of a different time with Candyman. Candyman clips came out. So, is that the same guy, Bruce? Yeah, that's my boy. Good job, son. Yeah. I don't know what that's referred to, but thanks. Maybe you enjoyed the kill cam. Sure. So that's probably one of my favorite death scenes. Just getting ripped in half. And what else? So did Amanda set them up? I'm not sure. I would say possibly. Possibly, and that's why you had to kill off Rick Flag. And then we're getting a Peacemaker show. So that should be good. Or maybe we'll even have some more superheroes, and King Shark could be in that one too. Or it's great, man. Or right, the Crocodile and King Shark are in the same universe, so they didn't use King Croc for the last one. So, oh, there you go, Bruce. King Shark is my son. Wow, well, sharks live to be pretty old, man. Yeah. Or there's this good picture too. I'll post it on the social media where King Shark is around the cast of Jaws. That would be a good crossover too. More sharks. And that was voiced by Sylvester Stallone. So it's good to see Stallone in anything. And he did really, it was different than like, because anytime you hear Sylvester Stallone, it would sound like Rocky that, hey, yo. But all right, that's Suicide Squad. And how would you rank this with other superhero movies? I was already saying I like this pretty much better than most of the stuff coming up from Marvel. I think DC is killing it. I think I've pretty much always been a DC fanboy because DC is Superman, is Batman. Those are two of my favorites. That's the most I've collected as a kid. Batman's pretty much my number one dude. So Marvel's good, but Marvel's been sort of slipping as of late. They're just making these like heavy-handed comedies, like Ant-Man. When they did Ant-Man, they went, "Let's go super comedic." And the first Guardians of the Galaxy, they went like, "Let's go super comedic with this one." And I would even consider what Spider-Man, that second one, Far Away from Home. That one was such a comedy. I don't think it barely had any action in it. All right. Everyone's taking off. I'll probably just do an hour unless there's any other thoughts about this. Or man, I just saw Don't Breathe as well, so I'm really hyped up for that one. I'm pretty sure I could get that one up by Saturday. So we'll see. But
Oh man, the ripped in half.
But what do you want from Suicide Squad 3? I would probably say Suicide Squad 3. Probably the same stuff. I would like if James Gunn shows up. And it sucks that this didn't do well enough in the box office for, I guess, you know what? Because fuck the box office, man. Because you do enough time, you do enough money in the box office, but that doesn't count for HBO Max. Future sales is probably going to be on iTunes and stuff pretty soon. They'll sell for $30 or whatnot. And it'll make its money, man, just because it doesn't make its money in like the very first weekend. These movies come out for a while. Sales is a lot. So it's all about how people are marketing this. Like Black Widow this was better than Black Widow as well. So I would say this is the best comic book movie since The Joker. I see. That's why I got the poster to the Joker there in the background. I loved it. That was awesome. But this is a different sort of awesome. The Joker was more like if you like Taxi Driver and stuff like that. And the Suicide Squad was more. It felt more comic booky, but a little bit like comedy action. And the Joker was straight up a drama. So I like the comedy action that Suicide Squad does, and not really the comedy action that the Spider-Man movies have become. I mean, they're okay, but man, they're so way over the top. I hope this next one's gonna be good. And then Sam Raimi's also doing the multiverse. And Phase 4 looks. I'm shitting on Marvel all over the place, but this next Marvel Phase 4 seems like it sucks. Like there's no Captain America, there's no Hulk, there's no Iron Man. What that 10 rings bullshit? That's the next one. And Black Widow. So we're going into like really like B characters, B heroes. Like, dude, you could just do a Hulk movie every phase. Like, all right, just spread it out. Because who's gonna be even in the next line of Avengers? You're not gonna have any of your heavy hitters. Like, I don't know. Sorry, Slasher was the cat was trying to let everyone talk. Oh, it's all good, dude. I'm wrapping up here anyway. So probably get another stream for Candyman hype, man. Candyman hype is real. And oh, what they even said today too. Venom, Let There Be Carnage actually got moved to Halloween Kills date. Like, isn't that a kick in the pants? Because I'm like, I was gonna do a kill cap about Spider-Man, Let There Be Carnage, and Halloween Kills, but Halloween Kills is my bread and butter, man. I've been making theorized videos about that for about 2 years, 3 years. I don't know. So it's like, of course, that's my number one. I was like, I'm not even going to see Let There Be Carnage for a week, man. I'm going to jizz so hard after seeing Halloween Kills. I'm going to need a nap. Fuck that being on the same day. And I really liked the Venom. The very first one was all right. It wasn't that great. People loved that movie too. So I don't know, man. I think Marvel's slipping a little bit because they're never doing this rated R route. Even though this had like a lot of comedy and a lot of good kills and a lot of good gore, it's not a Marvel film at all. So DC's actually they're doing dark, but they're doing dark with some comedy and make it feel comic booky, and they're actually killing off some characters. Because it's like, yeah, Avengers Endgame, you had two deaths just because the actors didn't want to finish out. Like, dude, I'm done making movies. And it was so heartfelt and everything. And I don't know. I just loved how the deaths came off in this one. Even though, like, if you think about it, they killed a bunch of characters you didn't know in the beginning. And then they set the tone like a bunch of characters are going to die. But, well, a lot of them made it through, though. King Shark still alive. Bloodsport, Harley. And well, you know that's good enough, but they were making it seem like a whole bunch more were gonna die, and that's what Avengers Endgame should have did because what Gamora is the only one to die and not come back as well. So Gamora, I guess Hawkeye's still alive, so you know a couple of people could get killed. Yeah, people complain about Marvel films are better, but at least DC you can't restrict a lot of things. I don't know, man. I think DC films are better right now because you got the Joker, you got this. I think even you got the Flash movie where you get Batman and Batman, Michael Keaton as Batman, and you're getting Batfleck come back, and it's just awesome. I think DC's crushing it lately. I think Shazam was even good, but I go like I don't need to rewatch that one. But Suicide Squad, I definitely got rewatch. Joker, I got rewatch. And I think ever since Avengers Endgame, there hasn't been any Marvel stuff. I was like, shit, that's gonna be cool. But we'll wait and see. Honestly, I wish Marvel films were like Phase 1 and 2. Yeah, Phase 1 and 2 was awesome, but they haven't done much lately. So I don't know, man. Now they're on Phase 4 and they're reaching the bottom of the barrel. Seems like. All right, so about to be done. Did an hour, so watch out for Don't Breathe 2 to come out. I'm gonna watch that today. I already did some like pre-edited for it and stuff, so we'll see how quick I could get that out. Cause I guess even the Suicide Squad Part 1 did better than Suicide Squad Part 2. And it's just timely, I guess. I thought part 2 would be like the finale, people, but I guess people watch more part 1s than part 2s. And it was such a pain in the ass because I remember Army of the Dead, I tried to get out like as soon as possible, but I thought this would be the same thing, but it wasn't too hard to get published and not get restricted and blocked. Same. DC is starting to get the spotlight. Yeah, man, because they're coming out with some good radar stuff too. They're doing stuff that Disney won't do. They won't do rated R movie. They can't have Iron Man or something say fuck. They won't do any of that. So they're darker. They get more rated R. They get more edgy. While their Marvel's doing this clean route. Like, did you see Black Widow was totally down the line, and like whatever. It was good, but it wasn't great. I would even say it's just passable. Like, I watched that probably like 2 times, but Suicide Squad, man, it's on HBO Max. I've been killing that replay button. I've been loving it. And I'll see, it's probably one that even when it leaves HBO Max, I'll still want to buy it. Will you do Candyman? Yes, dude. The whole week. I have like 5, 6. I could probably got 8 Candyman videos right now theorizing how awesome that movie's going to be. So I'm gonna really do a whole lot of Candyman. I'm gonna probably maybe even do the same thing, like a Candyman kill count, and then I'll do like maybe I'll even call it differently, like Candyman kill count, then Candyman kill count, like epilogue or something, like after the fact, or theorize more about what's going on with the next couple ones. Candyman live stream. I want to kill the fuck. I want to do so many stuff about Candyman, but definitely a kill count first because that's like the biggest attraction, I guess, from the channel and everything. So definitely do a Candyman kill count, and they got a lot of good footage in the trailers and stuff that I could probably do a sufficient kill count about. Hey, Slash, I watched part 1 and it felt quick. Part 2 felt long and it's good. Thanks, man. But part 1 was part 1 felt a little quick because I think I was like, let me get to the point here. But they both have similar like watch time and audience retention. I was trying to throw enough kills in there and talk about it, but move it along, because I'm also trying to get to the kills faster. I don't want to like lag it and then have a lot more drop off. So it's very precise to make it feel. That's why people go about like Debbie. Like, I think even his first like Friday the 13th kill counts and stuff, I was like, whoa, that's cool because you get the whole movie in like 7 minutes. Now they're so long. I go, oh man, it's gonna take for. You might as well watch the movie at that point. They're getting so long. That's why I wanted to sort of get it like a good sweet spot, like, or it's easier to put like 7 minutes together versus what part 1 and 2 like 13 minutes together. So it's trying to keep people to get to the all the way of 13 minutes. Or maybe some people could do it and I can't, but it was easier to sort of edit it that way and not get flagged. Because I remember I put everything together of Army of the Dead and it ended up being about like 15 something minutes, but I kept getting flagged on everything until I started releasing little bit parts, and it's just the learning process of it. So with large kill counts like this, yeah, it's definitely easier to do like part 1 and part 2 and put it on in the same weekend. So it's all like a technical thing, but thank you for that. I wanted to sort of have a feel for the kill counts being fast and quick and straight to the point. And actually, like, like I want to at least try to get to a kill by 1. That's why sometimes I go they seem out of order, but I want to just sort of like a nice like pace to those videos. So it's very I don't know, thought out that way. Hey, what about the guard where Haley kept smashing his head? You think he died or knocked out? Oh yeah, probably died. I mean, you get enough brain damage, anybody could get killed. So sure, I don't think I counted him. I just counted the one that she choked out with her knee and stuff. She killed a lot of guards in there, so it's like. And I even count him too because it was a cool kill and he had some lines. So I was like, well, I got to add this guy. And this is actually like all you had to do to show in the video was she killed that guy to escape. And it's very visual that she's like hanging upside down. So I didn't feel even a need to go through that whole scene where she's killing all the people with the javelin and stuff. But that's what another thing, like I wanted to pace it out better so you could just like get to point A to point B quick. So yeah. Hopefully, like Halloween Kills is enough. Halloween Kills as well. I might do a part one and part two. Like, let me get part one because oh man, I'm gonna jizz so hard just watching that. And I pretty much have like all the footage like already edited out already, so maybe I could fit it into one. But I'm gonna have so many thoughts and so many videos about Halloween Kills and Candyman. So Don't Breathe is probably gonna be up there too, but I wouldn't see it being part one or two or whatever. Marvel movies make Deadpool 3 PG. It will kill Marvel. Yeah. Yeah. They won't do rated R anything with Deadpool unless they do it with like one of its parent companies or something because Disney doesn't want to be in that game. So it's very smart of DC. They're like, oh, Marvel's doing that whole universe. We'll do these one offs. And DC is killing it because you don't need Batman in that Joker movie, or you don't need Superman or Wonder Woman in this one. And even when they said that Justice League, oh, and the Justice League, that killed it too. The Justice League, that new cut that just came out. Yeah, the Zack Snyder cut. That was awesome. Even though that was rated R as well, it wasn't as rated R as this. So this is actually, I thought the gore was actually better in this than it was in Deadpool. Because Deadpool, it was still sort of not not as gruesome and such, if that makes sense. It was done for more comedic, and this isn't as gruesome. Like, I still think kids can watch this. It's not scary, but the gore is pretty fun. Yeah, the guy in the room definitely died. Yeah, she killed everybody until like the whole point of Harley being in that situation was they didn't want Harley to be the damsel in distress. Like, man, I don't need anybody to come and save me. I'll save my damn self, right? So I don't know. It's not like people going like that Black Christmas thing, like women are blah blah blah. Like, Harley is a badass on her own, and she doesn't need saving. Or maybe she'll, because even Birds of Prey, that was pretty much a Harley standalone movie. With Harley being upside down, it was similar to how she was in part one. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Harley's the standout of these Suicide Squad movies, even though Bloodsport pretty much took her spot in this one because we didn't see a Bloodsport done like this. And yeah, so she was the standout of the first movie and Birds of Prey. But in this one, she wasn't as standout because there was so much going on. But she definitely made up for Birds of Prey on net shortcomings. Like, I like Birds of Prey, but some of the stuff like, oh, well, you can't kill cops and you had to knock them out. Like, why, man? I thought she's like a crazy killer. It was supposed to be like a Terminator going to a police station, but they made up for it in this one. So I don't know. They finally did her justice, and if she goes away, I don't think she will. They'll offer her tons of money for Suicide Squad 2 or Birds of Prey 2. I think maybe leave Birds of Prey alone. They already did the women beating up people thing, and I think just stick to Suicide Squad 2. At least the Batman looks like it's rated R. Yeah, dude, the Batman, I don't know how that's going to be PG-13. It already has like a feel that's going to be like 7 and already like putting tape over people's face, and they're making Batman look crazy. I love what they might be going for, but it could be. You hear a lot of like problems with the set. That Bat Cycle looks awesome too. If you saw those leaked photos too, so they're actually going really rated R. Like, DC said they're going dark, but how dark can you get with being PG-13? Until you saw the Joker, like, whoa, that was so dark. This one's even more lighter than how dark the Joker was. Because when he shot Robert De Niro in the face, you're like, holy crap, this is dark. This is almost like maybe should have your kids watch this part. Like Suicide Squad, I don't know. It has gore and everything, but, it's nothing that disturbing. I don't think kids can't watch. Where they going to have women with power or Chronicle 2? Oh, I don't know about that. Chronicle 2 is like a different universe. I'm not sure what they're going to be up to. But, man, all right. Thanks for everyone tuning in. I got an hour 10. I said I was going to do an hour, and I'm going to have a Don't Breathe 2 up. So watch it, edit it, come out. Hopefully 2 parts to it. Maybe at least it'll be a kill count to Don't Breathe 2. and then probably a kill count live, like the same thing here. Or maybe I'll do live first and then edit it because it'll be out on time or something. Maybe I could do that on Friday. But thanks, Michael Voorhees. Yeah, we're getting some nice horror movie stuff. It's just Suicide Squad was so awesome. And it was so cool that I got all the footage on day one. Like, Don't Breathe, it's looking like I'm going to have to use parts of trailer footage and Candyman, maybe. But I also heard Halloween Kills is going to be maybe coming to Netflix right at Halloween. So it's coming out the 15th. And then 16 days later, it's going to be on Netflix. So then we could probably get all the footage for the Halloween Kill stuff. And then I add that to like a different kill count. But yeah, I'm looking really forward to Don't Breathe 2, Halloween Kills. And it sucks that the Spider-Man movies, Venom or something, that's going to be on the same day as Halloween Kills. Like, fuck you. I'm only watching Halloween Kills because I got to rush up and I'm going to do my kill count about it and do all that. I ain't going to have time for Venom 2. Sucks. Venom 2 should be its own weekend or even come out on a Wednesday or something. Oh, you actually know the guy who Slasher Suits Jr.? He's a friend. Very cool, man. All right. I'm glad my son's doing something. Be good to my son. All right. So thanks, Voorhees. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Watch some more Suicide Squad. I think I'm pretty much done with Suicide Squad for now. So you got part 1, part 2, and a kill count live. Moving on to Don't Breathe 2. Don't Breathe 2 kill count. There'll be a live stream. And I even have some things edited for The Exorcist, but so much new stuff is coming out right now. I'll probably put that on the back burner or upload that to Patreon or something, and then eventually upload that to the channel or something. But all right, thanks everybody for tuning in, and this seemed pretty good. Maybe live streams could be at a better time like this in the future, and see you guys later. Later, dudes.